Have you ever betrayed a person in your life? Don't tell me no, because everyone has betrayed people. Have you ever been betrayed? Yeah, obvious. This is our life. Our life here on earth is a combination of good things and bad things. I will tell you something very strange. All what we know about Judas Iscariot is that he betrayed once. All what we know about St. Peter, he betrayed once. All what I know about myself, I betray Christ every hour. But the good thing is that I believe that Christ is opening his arms. Now, tonight we were singing a hymn. The deacons were singing a long hymn. It's called Avicinon. It's different than the other hymns. They sing it 4 times in the Passion Week. 2 for a hymn called Bekethronos, and 2 for other is called Avicinon. Now, Bekethronos means your throne, O Lord, is forever and ever. It speaks about the divinity of Christ. Avicinon is on the other hand. It says a very strange thing. It says the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war is in his head. His words are softer than oil, yet they were drawn swords. See the difference between the two? One speaks about the divinity of Christ, the beauty of Christ, and the other speaks about the betrayal. Now, if you want to remember all the gospel today, this tonight, is from St. John, and they speak about one thing, about the divinity of Christ. And also, we're going to continue to speak about the betrayal of Judas. Now, there are 3 people here. We're going to speak about 3 people, about Judas, St. Peter, and the woman that washed the feet of Christ. Now, strangely enough, in the Bible, this woman did not speak any word. Correct me if I'm wrong, Abuna. She didn't say anything. She didn't say anything. And the only one that Christ praised here is the woman. And on the other hand, he rebuked in a very nice way Judas, and he rebuked severely St. Peter. St. Peter, the great St. Peter, Christ has rebuked him. He said, "For me, go away from me, Satan." Because he was speaking, he said, "No, you will not be crucified." He said, "Go away, Satan." St. Peter, Satan? Yep. And Judas Iscariot, he gave him all the chances that he can get, but he didn't. Now, I will just speak in 5 minutes. I want to say, there are 3 things here. There were 3 people were speaking. Judas spoke, St. Peter spoke, and the woman could be speaking. Now, how did Judas speak? He was speaking in a very soft way. To extent that when they were speaking about this woman, he said, this alabaster flask, we could have sell it and get the money for the poor people, and it cost 300 denarii. Now, the same Judas Iscariot is the one who sold Christ with how many? With 30 silver. 30 of silver is equivalent to the wage of a slave for 1 day. The 300 denarii, which Judas Iscariot spoke about, is equivalent to the wage of a labor for 1 year. For Christ, for Judas, Christ was not even equivalent to the wage of a labor for 1 year. It was equivalent of a slave for 1 day. See the difference? But his words were very nice. If you are going just to read the words without understanding the background, you will say, wow, Judas is very good. He's a very nice guy. He's thinking about the poor people. But he wasn't thinking like this. Now, this is the soft words. We use the same thing. We use the soft words sometimes with Christ in prayer. We use the soft words sometimes with people. Soft words that can harm. I will give you an example. Many times we pray to God in a very nice, Jesus, I love you. How awesome you are. You are the best in my life. But you are a liar. I am a liar. We say things we don't mean it. On the other hand, we're going to see St. Peter. He is going to speak to God. That means he's praying. He will say to Christ, Christ, you should not do this. But he was saying it in a very naive and honest. He liked Christ. That's why he said, Christ, don't do this. Don't be crucified. And Christ here rebuked him, but he loved him. The woman did not say a single word. but Christ knew every single emotions that she has in her heart. There is a very nice verses from the book of Sirach, Jesus, the son of Sirach. He says something very interesting. He's speaking about the people that when they speak, not everything that we speak from the words is equivalent to what I am reflecting in my heart. He says something very interesting. He said, and believe not every word. There is one that slips with the tongue, but not from the heart. That's what Jesus in the Sirach says. That means sometimes we say things, but it's not in the heart. How many times we got offended from people because they say things they don't mean it? How many times we offend people because we say something that we didn't mean it? And you know something very strange. Sometimes because of silly word or very small word, we can stay for years upset from people, from other people, because we said a word that we did not mean it. Here, Jesus in the Sirach said something very interesting. Say, do not believe it, do not take it into your heart, because not every word what we say is meant. On the other hand, the same Jesus in the Sirach says something very interesting. He says, if you have opened a sad mouth, that means you have said something bad, fear not, to a friend, fear not, for there may be reconciliation, except for these things. If you are reproaching him, if it's pride or it's a treasure, and in these cases, take care, because the friend will flee. Remember that sometimes a friend will accept from you, but not always, especially if you are going to say words that are going to hurt him. Remember this. And you know, in Arabic, we say something very strange thing. We say, حبيبك تبلع الزلط وعدوك تتمنى له غلط. It means what? I can see that no one understands. It means very simple that your friend, you will accept from him anything. He will swear at you and say, oh, he's very sweet. And the one whom you don't like, even if he or she will say to you good night, you will look at him, see how he said good night? There is an evil side in this. Doesn't this happen? Yes, it does happen. And this shows something very interesting, is that it's not about the words, it's about how I can accept the words. The same thing Christ, by the way. Christ, he understands, because Christ understands the inner. He has got three people here. The woman, Saint Peter, and Judas. Judas said very nice words, very soft words, very sweet, to the extent the only one who kissed Christ in his cheek here is Judas Iscariot, not Saint Peter. The woman kissed him in his legs. Okay, so the only one who kissed him, showed love, is Judas, and he was betrayer. The other one, Saint Peter. He said words that was very tough. Don't do this, and 2 or 3 times Saint Peter speak in a very harsh way to Christ. But because Christ knows that he loves him, Christ did not get upset from him. On the other hand, the woman, the great woman. I can see that you are happy here. Okay? And the woman was really great, because she did not say a single word. You know the story of Moses when he was in a dilemma, because the Red Sea was in front of him and the Pharaoh was behind him. God said to him, why are you crying? He didn't cry. He didn't say a single word. But you read in Exodus 13, it says to you that God said to him, why are you crying? Because God can see the groaning and the pain inside him. So what I want to get from all of this story is a very simple thing. I have betrayed many people. I'm speaking about Emil, okay? I have betrayed many people, and people betrayed me. I have said bad things about people, and people, of course, they have said bad things about me, and they could be very right. So what's happening here? If I said bad things about people, or if I have been betrayed, what should I say? What should I do? Very simple. The Bible says something very interesting. He speaks about there is a way. He says, the Bible says something very interesting. He says, in returning and rest, you shall be saved. In quietness and confidence shall be your strength. That means what? It means take things easy, step by step, things will be solved. But be sure that you want to solve problems. If I have done a mistake, if I have broken something, I have to make it clear. If I have done something bad, if I have said something bad about a person, I must have the courage to go to this person and say to him, look, and I have said something not nice. The other thing is that we have to wait for God. God is very merciful, and God is going to do miracles, believe me. If I have a problem with someone, I'm going to pray to God. God, I have a problem with this person, I have said something bad, and when I came back to him, he did not accept my apology, or he was very rude. The Bible says very nice thing. He says, therefore the Lord will wait that he may be gracious to you, and therefore he will be exalted, that he may have mercy on you. The God is going to be merciful. God is going to give you. God one day, he will show the other people that you did not mean anything bad. Because as St. Peter was saying things which was very strange and very harsh, God knew that St. Peter didn't mean anything. And the last thing, the last verse, I'm going to finish with it. The Bible says something very interesting about our life on earth here. If I don't know what should I do? He says something very interesting. He says, your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, this is the way, walk in it. Whenever you turn to the right hand and whenever you turn to the left. Why? How is this? Because God is going to tell you. He's going to show you the way, how to make things correct, how to make your life good in a better way. And remember that God will never forget you. He says here, O Israel, you will not be forgotten by me. I have blotted out like a thick cloud your transgressions. Return to me because I have redeemed you. God is nice, sweet. You know, all of this sermon is one thing. Christ is sweet. Okay? And whatever happens from us, happen from me, whatever I have hurt people or people hurt me, I have always to remember that he is sweet. He's waiting for me. And he is there. And until the end of time, you know, when they draw Christ in 30 AD, that he is opening his heart like this. Until now, when they draw him, he is drawing like this. He is very tired, I'm sure. But he needs to put his hand like this. But Christ loves us. And he is opening his arm for me and for you. And glory be to the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit, now and forever.